Hello my dear friends. Welcome to this audiobook titled How to Make Your First $100,000. Many people dream about becoming millionaires, but the first big milestone in wealth is not 1 million. It is 100,000. This first 100,000 is the hardest, but it is also the most important. Once you reach it, you have proof that you can manage money, you have habits that build wealth, and you have capital working for you. Charlie Munger, the partner of Warren Buffett, once said, "The first 100,000 is a bitch, but you got to do it. After that, you can ease off the gas a little." What he meant is that the first 100,000 requires discipline, sacrifice, and patience, but once you get there, growth becomes automatic. Why is 100,000 such a magic number? Because at that point, compound interest begins to show real power. With 100,000 invested at 7% per year, you make 7,000 in a single year without lifting a finger. 10 years later, that grows to almost 200,000. 20 years later, it doubles again. This snowball effect is the reason rich people say, make your money work for you. But before money can work for you, you must build it. The first 100,000 is your starting engine. So how do you reach 100,000? There are 3 pillars: earn more, spend less, and invest the difference. Each of these sounds simple, but each requires mindset shifts and daily discipline. Let us start with earning. Income is the money you receive. Most people depend only on salary. If that salary is small, saving becomes very slow. To accelerate, you must build multiple income streams. In English, we call them income streams. Imagine a teacher who works at school by day. That is his first income. But in the evenings, he teaches online. That is a second income. He also writes educational notes and sells them. That is a third income. Later he invests in dividend stocks. That is a fourth income. If one stops, the others continue. This is the mindset of the wealthy. Never rely on a single source. Repeat in your mind, I build multiple income streams. Of course, increasing income also comes from building skills. If you are in a job, ask yourself, how can I increase my value? Learn technology, improve communication, study management, master sales. Every skill adds to your value, and higher value brings higher pay. In English we say, skill pays the bills. Remember, your income grows only as much as you grow. The second pillar is reducing expenses. This is the simplest yet the hardest. Why? Because spending is easy. Saving is hard. But discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. The golden rule is simple: spend less than you earn. Always. If you earn 3,000 and spend 3,000, your savings are 0. But if you spend 2,500, your savings are 500. Over a year, that is 6,000. Over 10 years, that is 60,000. Add some investment return, and you are close to 100,000. Small sacrifices today create freedom tomorrow. In English, save before you spend. Say it in your heart, I save before I spend. One useful method is the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income for needs, food, rent, bills. 30% for wants, entertainment, shopping. 20% for savings and investments. If you make this your lifestyle, wealth becomes automatic. Some people choose an even stronger ratio: 50% needs, 10% wants, 40% savings. The faster you save, the sooner you reach the target. The third pillar is investing. Saving alone will not get you there fast. Inflation eats your money. If you save $100, after 10 years, its value is much less. Investment protects and multiplies money. What is investment? It is putting money to work so it produces more. Instead of you working every hour, your money works 24 hours. The best investments for beginners are simple: index funds, exchange-traded funds, retirement accounts, and if possible, real estate. Never invest in something you do not understand. Remember 3 English words: risk, return, diversification. Risk means the chance of loss. Return means the profit. Diversification means spreading your money into different places so that one failure does not destroy you. Repeat, I understand risk, I expect return, I practice diversification. Compound interest is the magic force of investment. Imagine you save $1,000 every month and invest at 7% yearly return. After 1 year, you have about $12,000. After 5 years, more than $70,000. After 8 years, over $100,000. That is how ordinary people reach extraordinary results: consistent saving plus compound growth. Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He said, "He who understands it, earns it. He who does not, pays it." Now let us explore mindset. To reach your first 100,000, you must think differently. Poor thinking says, "I cannot save." Wealthy thinking asks, "How can I save?" Poor thinking says, "I cannot earn more." Wealthy thinking asks, "How can I increase income?" Poor thinking says, "I want it now." Wealthy thinking says, "I will wait and let it grow." In English, mindset. Repeat, I build a wealthy mindset. Another principle, avoid bad debt. Debt is money you owe. Some debts can be useful, like borrowing to buy a rental house. But most debts are toxic: credit card spending, loans for luxury items, car payments you cannot afford. Bad debt steals your future. Every dollar you pay in interest is a dollar that could have been invested. To reach 100,000, you must eliminate bad debt. Say in English, I am free from debt. Let us look at habits. Habits create destiny. Wealthy people are not special. They just build daily habits. They track expenses. They write budgets. They save automatically. They invest regularly. They read financial books. They learn skills. They respect time. If you do this daily, wealth is inevitable. Imagine your morning routine. You wake up early. You exercise. You write your goals. You check your budget. You read for 30 minutes. You focus on your most important task. This is how success is built, day by day, habit by habit. In English, habit. Say, I build wealthy habits. Now let us bring in stories. Maria is a nurse. She earns only $30,000 a year. At first, she spends almost everything. Then she decides to change. She saves 20% of her income, $6,000 per year. She invests it in index funds. After 10 years, with compound growth, she has more than $100,000. Maria did not win the lottery. She did not have rich parents. She had discipline. Another story, David is a software engineer. He earns $70,000 a year but spends $69,000. He buys new cars, travels luxuriously, eats out daily. After 10 years, he has nothing but debt. Income alone does not create wealth. Habits do. Sarah the nurse is rich. David the engineer is poor. So, my friends, what can you do starting today? First, track your expenses. Write them down. Every coffee, every lunch, every bill. Know where your money goes. Second, create a budget. Decide in advance how much you will spend, save, and invest. Third, save automatically. Set up transfers to your savings account or investment fund. Fourth, invest regularly. Do not wait for the perfect time. Time in the market is more important than timing the market. Fifth, avoid lifestyle inflation. When your income grows, do not let your expenses grow at the same rate. Save the difference. Sixth, surround yourself with knowledge. Read books like The Millionaire Next Door, Rich Dad Poor Dad, or The Psychology of Money. Seventh, be patient. Wealth is slow, but slow is steady, and steady wins. Repeat these affirmations. I will earn more. I will save before I spend. I will invest wisely. I will avoid bad debt. I will reach 100,000. Now let us dive into passive income. Passive income means money that flows without daily work. Rental income, stock dividends, royalties from books, digital products. Imagine you have 100,000 invested in dividend stocks at 4% yield. That is $4,000 per year while you sleep. Passive income is the bridge to freedom. The earlier you build it, the sooner you are free. Say in English, I build passive income. Cash flow is also important. Cash flow means the movement of money. If more comes in than goes out, you are safe. If more goes out than comes in, you are in danger. Track your cash flow monthly. Net worth is another measure. Net worth is assets minus liabilities. Grow your net worth year by year. With positive cash flow and growing net worth, 100,000 becomes inevitable. Let me give you a timeline. If you save 1,000 per month, you will reach 100,000 in about 8 years. If you save 2,000 per month, you reach it in about 4 years. If you save 500, you reach it in 12 years with investment. The exact time depends on your income, expenses, and discipline. But the principle never changes. Earn more, spend less, invest the difference. Think long term. Do not rush. Do not gamble. Do not fall for quick schemes. The road to your first 100,000 is boring. Earn, save, invest, repeat. But boring builds wealth. Exciting usually destroys it. Now imagine yourself 10 years from today. You have 100,000 in your account and investments. You feel safe. You have confidence. You have proof that you can build wealth. From here, the journey to 1 million is only a matter of time. Because the same habits that built 100,000 will build 1 million. Let us close with inspiration. Wealth is not luck. Wealth is choice. Every time you save instead of spending, you choose wealth. Every time you invest instead of wasting, you choose wealth. Every time you learn instead of sleeping, you choose wealth. The first 100,000 is your proof that you are on the right path. Say with me, I build income streams. I spend less than I earn. I save before I spend. I invest the difference. I avoid debt. I collect assets. I track cash flow. I grow net worth. I benefit from compound interest. I build passive income. I will reach $100,000. Thank you for listening to this audiobook. Start today. Every dollar saved is a step closer. Every habit repeated is a brick in your foundation. Every day of patience is a seed for tomorrow's tree. The journey is not easy, but it is simple. And once you arrive at your first 100,000, your future will never be the same.